Yes, my dear friend, welcome back to the channel. Very good morning to you wherever you are around the globe. On the continent of Africa, in Europe, in America, in Canada, Australia, or right here in Southeast Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a beautiful Thursday morning here. Whatever it is, well, we are up and doing. Glory be to God Almighty in the highest. This very special edition is very loaded. It is your breakfast, heavy breakfast for that matter. Don't go anywhere. I have your shout outs to all of you out there, my good friends out there in Africa. I have all the shout out I'll be bringing at the end of this video. Don't go anywhere yet. Last night, let me put it that way precisely. Points shared between Aston Villa and Liverpool. It ended 2-2. Look, it was a wonderful game. Beautiful game of football. In the first half, Villa were leading, Yes, in the first half, Aston Villa was leading until Liverpool equalized. And then they came back, second half, and dear friend, it ended 2-2. It ended 2-2. And Chelsea are going to be facing Aston Villa next Saturday. Well, for me, the good thing is that Liverpool finally dropped points. I mean, they are beginning to drop points. And I see Arsenal catching up. I've seen many people are saying that this season, Arsenal is going to be winning the league. That Liverpool will continue to drop points along the line. And Arsenal will be climbing up. For me personally, I doubt it. I don't think Arsenal can catch up and win. Rather, Liverpool, they will sail through. They will sail through because if you look at it carefully, Arsenal, you cannot guarantee their performance week in, week out. But with Liverpool, at least you have some confidence when Liverpool are going into games. So for me, my bet is on Liverpool to carry the league this season. And it's not just Liverpool, Aston Villa game last night. Champions League football, dear friend. Champions League football also came up strongly last night. Man City have been knocked out of the Champions League by Real Madrid. I said it before that this system that they are using right now in the Champions League, many big teams will be knocked out easily. Yeah. This league table system, they are using right now in the Champions League, many big teams. Man City knocked out by almighty Real Madrid. Kylian Mbappe on fire. Kylian Mbappe made sure Pep Guardiola eliminated from the Champions League. Mbappe was on fire last night for Real Madrid. The guy initially when he arrived in Spain at the Bernabeu, he wasn't performing. Many people were saying that he made a wrong decision. Real Madrid even made a mistake by even paying such an amount of money to sign him on free. A whole lot. That the team, Real Madrid, is going to be having big problems because too many egos are in the dressing room. We seem to forget that the coach in charge, Ancelotti, is an experienced coach. He knows how to bring the players back together. And that is the result we are seeing. You saw one of the celebrations, you could see clearly Vinicius Jr. celebrating together with Mbappe. Mbappe's way of celebration. They came together celebrating all the goals that Mbappe scored. Yeah, that is it. They are getting back gradually to their best form. And if they get back fully into their best form, they will be unstoppable. They will be unstoppable. Even Jude Bellingham is getting back his form. Yeah. Well, dear friends, quickly, let's go to some other news. It is very important. Chelsea have set a 33 million price tag for Renato Viega. Should any club seek to sign him permanently this summer? We bought him 12 million pounds. Now we've set 33 million euros as his price tag. Renato Viega now with Juventus on loan. I understand Juve is also knocked out from the Champions League. I think I need to confirm that. But his performances with Juventus right now, he said that it's very likely Juve might price him at the end of the season for permanent. And now Chelsea already priced him at 33 million euros. That is our 30 million pounds. Or 28, 29 million pounds. Good money. This is what our owners love to do. They bought you 10 million, 11 million, 12 million. They sell you 30 million. They made over 100% profit in a season. In a season. These guys, they only came to trade with our club. Renato Viega now is priced at 33 million euros. 33 million euro. Now, we were told, and let me say this first. Chelsea directors, and the ownership, they are beginning to use propaganda. Yes. They are beginning to use propaganda. They are beginning to use what we call the spokespersons. Briefings. Yes, briefing. They are using briefing now to get or to calm the fans down. Every now and then there is a briefing. Every now and then there is an information from an insider coming from the hierarchy of Chelsea. They are putting out a lot of briefings about new signings and a possible managerial review in the summer of 2026. Now, the kind of news that are coming out, it's very clear that they know what is happening. They know Chelsea directors and the ownership, they know exactly what is happening. So they are giving out information regarding their plans towards the club. Now, it has come to limelight yesterday that there will not be a review of Enzo MARESCA this summer. Enzo MARESCA will only be properly assessed in the summer of 2026. So whoever that is thinking that Enzo MARESCA will be assessed this summer, like Pochettino within a year he was assessed and sacked. No, Enzo MARESCA will only be assessed in the year 2026. However, we have been told that this seems like a tactics to ease pressure on the club. The briefings that are coming out are tactics to ease pressure on the club. What stands out to me is that they realize they are behind schedule and they are trying to create a buffer in case things collapse this season. Yeah. Since taking over nearly 3 years ago, the new ownership has faced relentless media scrutiny over their approach. This latest move appears to be an attempt to control the narrative and prepare for a potential tough times ahead. The kind of briefings that are coming out, their plans for the future, which I'll tell you right now, I'll soon go into that. The striker targets that are available, that Chelsea, we are being told they were working on in the summer, in the winter, and they are still working on now. I'll get to that pretty soon. It's becoming increasingly clear that the results they anticipated haven't materialized. And now they are scrambling to protect themselves. They are scrambling to protect themselves. Fortunately, fans are set, and we are right through to the protest. This is not how an elite football club should be run. And accountability is needed. The protest will come on, and that is why they are beginning to give out a lot of briefings. Briefing the media, trying to let information out for fans to know exactly their plans. The directors and the ownership, at the director and ownership level, and we understand that at the director and ownership level, we understand they are getting frustrated by the team performance. They want to win. That is what we are getting, the information we are receiving. That they also want to win, and they are getting frustrated with the team's performance. Their pain is acute, according to the report. When they say your pain is acute, like a constant pain. And there is an acceptance within the directorship that the team is living a bad moment, with no desire to hide from a guide. with no desire to hide from a form guide. Yes, from the form of the team, from the form guide. That shows 2 victories in 9 Premier League matches. I am telling you the mind of the owners and the directors, the information we are receiving from the board of directors right now. Yes. No desire to hide from the form guide. That shows that 2 victories in 9 Premier League matches, 8. Disheartening for the ownership, according to the report you are receiving. The belief remains that they have something to work with. They have something to work with. That is a foundation they've laid to build on, to strive towards under MARESCA with a very big 13-game Premier League matches coming up. We have 13 big games coming up. So for the ownership, their belief right now is that the next 13 games coming up, all hands need to be on deck to support MARESCA to sail through, admitting that the team still needs to be strengthened. Now, on that admission, one particular area that the ownership and the directors are working on, which they started before now. We understand Chelsea sporting directors love to capitalize on market opportunities. They love to capitalize on market opportunities. Simply means that you would think they are going this direction to go and sign this player. But whilst they are going this direction, as you're seeing they are going to this direction, they will look at an opportunity somewhere and they will just capitalize on that. And that is why I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea will pull off a surprise move for Dusan Vlahovic. Dusan Vlahovic right now is with Juventus. And with the arrival of Colomoni, he is no longer their favorite striker. Dusan is no longer Juventus' favorite striker. So I am putting my eye there because we have our player, Renato Viega is with them. There is every possibility that there might be a swap deal with Dusan Vlahovic in the coming summer because the player has fallen down the pecking right now at Juventus. Colomoni now has become the favorite player. And I also hear his contract talks have stalled. Yes, Dusan's contract talks with Juventus right now has stalled. Apart from Dusan, this is just my own opinion, perspective that I suspect because our directors, they love to pull surprises, capitalizing on opportunities in the transfer market. But dear friend, these are the players that are known, strikers that are known that Chelsea have been following ever since the winter. Come summer, a striker will be a top target for Chelsea with Liam Delap, Benjamin Sesko, Victor Gyökeres, Liam Delap, yes, Benjamin Sesko, Victor Gyökeres, and let me add Victor Osimhen. Let us not rule out Victor Osimhen right now. Let us not rule him out. Victor Osimhen, let us not rule him out. Anything can happen. So Chelsea fans, as things are right now, we need to keep hoping for the best. How to manage through. But when it comes to Enzo MARESCA, I am getting, tired of his behavior. Now we understand MARESCA won't be assessed even until summer 2026. There's nothing we can do about it until summer 2026. So what are we just pretending, right now? I mean, we cannot just continue to be shouting. There must be a reason why we are shouting. Because this 2024, 2025, there is nothing like exit for Enzo MARESCA. The sheer incompetence running through this football club is unbelievable. It is a fact. We might actually finish in the top 5, top 6 if care is not taken because of the way we are handling things. But the pressure is on. It's on Enzo MARESCA. The ownership, the directors, they are under pressure. Dear friend, it is what it is. Quickly, it is your breakfast. Some shout outs, then I'll be out of this place. I'll be back with more exclusives later in the day. Graham Potter did the same thing. All right, referring to my yesterday's episode, right? Okay, coming from what? Your name. Please let me have your name and where you are watching us from. Okay, the next one says the problem is the coach. Yes, from Johannes. Johannes says the problem is the coach. I agree with you 100%. It's the coach. That is my conclusion as well. It is the coach. For these players not to be performing to their peak, for me, I put the blame entirely on the coach. Yes. Now, the same Johannes says, Mikel gave bad luck for the team. He was so useless to... No, come on. My brother, no, don't go there. Mikel, we know the role he played during his days. Yeah. And let us not go into that. Let us not go into that. All right. The next one says, just a moment. Yes, I still remember coming from who? Imanobi Art, my good friend Imanobi Art. Do you remember my promise? Your promise to me? He said, yes, I still remember. Okay, good, you remember. He says, now I know your people are in Nigeria. It can be easier for us. But another thing, I love your show. But what you have to know about Nigeria, about Nigerian football is prayers. Example, if you have a son in your family, maybe the advice the son received from the father, maybe not much, and tomorrow the son go out and do bad thing. Yes, you blame the father, but who will face the... I agree with you, my dear friend. I agree with you. Yes, you blame the father, but it's the son that will face the consequences, right? Emanobi Art, the art man. I agree with you. Anyway, thank you so much for your message, and big shout out to you, Emanobi Out. Big shout out to you out there. The next one says, English are polite when protesting, and they linger if this mess was here in Africa. He protests. What? The protest would have been massive and barbaric if it was be Africa, right? And the name is Stefan Commercial. Stefan, big shout out to you out there, Stefan, wherever you are. Let me have your name and where you are watching us from. All right, this one coming from God's Time. God's Time says, I think something is not adding up in MARESCA's tactics. If all the players he claimed were not good enough for his style or of play ended up getting 90 minutes in other Premier League teams and other leagues, definitely if you put Leverkusen in another team, he's going to do excellently well. Trevor Chalobah, that was performing well at Crystal Palace before Chelsea recalled him, now looks like the shadow of himself lately. Exactly. He was doing well in Crystal Palace. Now he came back and looks like a shadow of himself. Very good one there. If Axel Disasi could display like a pro for 90 minutes for Aston Villa, the same thing. Disasi also playing very well for Aston Villa, even last night. Then Enzo MARESCA tactics needed to be thoroughly looked into. All the players seems unhappy and always looking drained on the pitch. Dear friend, it's just what I've been saying. Well, let me end it here. I'll be back in the next one. I'll see you all in the next one when you see me. Let me hear from you once again. Shalom and peace.